Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of Whisky Review. We have 3 whiskies this time, 2 of them are over there, where my aid was previously. Today we have 3 very interesting whiskies. When I say very interesting, I mean very interesting. We have a Japanese whiskey, which is a Nika from the barrel, which I have no idea what the flavour will be, because I only found out that it was a blended malt once I bought it. The other one is a Talisker, 57 degrees north, and the other one is the Talisker 18. The first one on the roster is the Talisker 57 degrees north. The cork has already been taken out once, so I could smell it, and it smells like a Talisker. 57 degrees north is, I believe, the latitude of the Isle of Skye. Don't quote me on that. And the interesting thing about this whiskey is that its name is the 57 degrees north, and its percentage is 57%. That's absurd. You may notice, Mr. Oxide, you seem to have a gash on your face. That's because this little glass has a nick out of it. And when I was sipping away on my nice fancy whiskies, this nick decided to slash my face open. So today we're changing out the glasses. We're going for a different approach, and we're going for a traditional Glencairn. They're reliable whiskey glasses. I still have a cold. I like them. I can't say anything negative about them. They make good. They're not quite as visually pleasing with the colours as my nice crystal lead glass, but they have a better effect on the nose. So, and especially for high alcohol whiskies, because many whiskies have this like very alcohol heavy nose, as Ben commented last time. To those who aren't used to drinking exclusively extreme level whiskies. Of course, this one here is an extremely alcoholic whiskey. Ouch. So let's dive right into it with the Glencairn, because the alcohol vapours get stuck on the side and all the main notes come through the top. Oh, look at that cork. Its cork is actually wooden on top. So I'm not quite sure how they make these, but this is truly a very pretty whiskey. Like, Storm is wonderful. Talisker Storm is cheap, well, relatively cheap. It's about £40, 40 to 50. This one here is usually 60 to 70. I got it on sale for 60. Or was it 70 to 75? It's honestly, it's got that Talisker colour that you just. When you see this, you think, that's a Talisker. If we had a better source of sunlight today, I would show off just how pretty it is. But it'll look a lot prettier in the glass. I like the bottle as well. The bottle's simplistic. But for what it is, it looks like a whiskey bottle. You think, that's whiskey. It doesn't have to advertise to you with its bottle like an Old Pulteney. Old Pulteney is lovely, don't get me wrong. I love Old Pulteney. But their bottle, it kind of adds to the experience. While this entire experience is in the flavour, I love Talisker. Talisker, Storm, Sky and 10 are all wonderful. And this is my first experience with the 57 degrees north and the 18, because they're ridiculously expensive. But let's dive right into it. So, oh my god. Drop on the inside. Oh, that's more like it. Is that on the inside? No, that's not on the inside. Well, one of them is. That one. It isn't. So, that's how you become an expert. You'll notice that immediately the nose is very aggressive. I could smell that without even going near the glass, that's why I paused. God. Even with this Glencairn, Oh, there's the first thing that hits you is this 57% alcohol. But it has that beautiful Talisker smell in there as well. Oh. See, the difference between this and the crystal glasses, I can't get my nose like on the whiskey, which is really enjoyable to do. We just condense all the smell. Sorry. Yeah, honestly, it's lovely. Oh, that has that, like, a lot of people call it nostril burn, but it's not really nostril burn once you get used to it. It's more it makes like the front all numb and whoa. Oh, it's lovely. Oh, that's good. But I noticed previously that I haven't commented yet on ice or adding water. Adding water is a noble endeavour in whiskey because it can sometimes open up flavours that otherwise wouldn't be there. So like a couple of drops can even make it more intense, or more drops than that can take on the alcohol content and really open up all the actual flavours instead of the alcohol. I don't do this because I don't have a glass straw. Yeah. But I also haven't commented on ice. I will admit now my biases because I'm a bit of a snob when it comes to ice. I will completely admit that. I do not like looking at whiskey with ice in it. Because it comes from a difference whether you like whiskey or you like whiskey. Do you like whiskey for whiskey, or do you like whiskey for the experience of whiskey? I mean, both are totally noble. I love both. The experience of and the taste of. When you see someone adding ice to something like a Dew or 10, let's say, you think that person probably isn't in it for the whiskey, because ice numbs the taste buds, because no, it doesn't numb the taste buds, it lowers the temperature of the alcohol, which makes it harder to taste, because we're not really used to things that are that cold, evolutionarily that's speaking, that is. And it also adds a lot of water, which really dilutes the whiskey, which again can open up nice flavours, but that tied with the coldness makes those new flavours less pronounced. So it's perfectly okay for newcomers, but if someone who is an advanced whiskey drinker is drinking ice, of course they can. If they enjoy it, more power to them. I completely accept that if that is how that person likes to drink their whiskey, they are totally okay to drink it that way. But I just, they seem like a bit of a lightweight. So I'm just gonna, it's a bit of snobbery. I totally admit that, but it is what it is. I'd say that I enjoy whiskey's flavours more than they do. But water, yeah, no, noble endeavour. Haven't commented on those before. Feel like I need to. Otherwise, I look like I just bought a bottle of whiskey and thought I'd pretend to be an expert. I'm not an expert. I'm just someone who likes whiskey. Into the tasting. Oh. Oh, that's intense. Oh, that's nice. Oh my. Oh. Right away you get that Talisker smoke. Talisker smoke's a lot different to like Ardbeg or Laphroaig. Ardbeg and Laphroaig have these sort of like peaty smokes, whereas Talisker also has this like woody, like burning fire smoke rather than these sort of like burned peat. God, that's lovely. Give it a little. Yeah. Oh my. Oh me, oh my. Yeah. A lot of smoke. A lot of, as I said, woody burning smoke. A few oak notes, I think. Is that oak? It's some sort of wood. I may be wrong on the oak. Let's see if the bottle cares to tell us. The bottle does not care to tell us. Right. Generally though, yeah, there's some woody notes in there, some peaty notes, and very little fruit, but I think there's something in there. Yeah, no. This... See, Talisker is a really strange whiskey because it has this sort of like very upfront boom with the smoke, but it's not aggressive, it's not spiky. It's aggressive, but it's not aggressive. Like the flavour comes at you. You definitely get the impact of the flavour. We don't get like the sharp spikiness, something like the back end of a Jack Daniels, which is sort of like the back end of drinking petrol. Yeah. Just take one to look at that. That's that colour. That is a very rich gold, as is most Taliskers. But the bottle, I just realised, is perfectly balanced along this bend, which I just want to congratulate myself on right now. But yeah, so the whiskey has a very, very aggressive nose. A lot of like wood smoke and a good few wood notes. And then there is an alcohol note in there as well. You can taste that sort of like semi-medicinal sort of like a top mouth heat. You know, it makes up your mouth feel all dry, and it does make you salivate, which means that you want to drink more, which means that you so on and so forth. You get what I mean? I dare to say this would probably do well with a couple drops of water, and I do have a water bottle. So, are you willing to watch an experiment in the realms of whiskey to see if I can add water to this whiskey? So I want about 3 drops. Oh my god, okay, right. That's, okay, yep. Looks a bit lighter, that's it. It really kills the alcohol note, and but God, is that aggressive on the back of the throat now? What? Cold. Yeah, no. Adding the water made it really aggressive on the back of the throat, and also made these like peaty bits stick out so much, and my tongue feels more hot now as well whenever I take a sip. Yeah, that's really quite fascinating. Yeah. Overall, I'll finish this in a minute. Talisker 57 degrees north. Very, very much has that nice, like, burning wood smell and some very rich, nice wood notes. The nose is a bit aggressive at first, but adding water can kill the aggression meter of the nose. Yep. Effectively, imagine if you've had a storm. If you haven't had a storm, buy a storm. Imagine a storm, but it's like the storm's slightly older, slightly more aggressive brother. Overall, phenomenal. I can imagine this gets you drunk very quickly, though, which is a bit of a risk when it comes to whiskey this drinkable, which is another issue with Talisker because, as I said, it's not like aggressive. So you'd end up going through half a bottle in a night. I feel like that with this would result in a stomach pump. But the Talisker 57 degrees north, I will admit that I am also biased towards Talisker because it suits my taste buds quite well. The 57 degrees north, I'm going to give a 9 because it's very nice. Very nice. It goes above the Signet for now. Yeah, it goes above the Signet. The Signet's lovely, but this is what appeals to me. If you like the sweeter whiskies, this is not for you. This is a 0 on sweetness. There is no sweet element to this. No, there's almost no front tongue action. It's all mid to back tongue warmth and richness. There's no sweetness. If you want a sweet whiskey, go for something more like Glenmorangie. You know, this is almost the opposite. Whilst the Glenmorangie is a phenomenal, sweet, slightly fruity, dark fruits type whiskey, this is an absolutely magnificent. There's just a drop on the bottle. Magnificent, smoky, well, wood smoky, wood noty whiskey. So yeah, ultimately, I hope you've enjoyed. I would recommend this one. Even at its price range, which is very high, if you can get this for the 60, I think it's 59.97 I bought it for, price I got it at, I would definitely recommend getting this whiskey. Just to try it. I wouldn't recommend a repeat, unless you really like it, like I might. Definitely try this, buy and try, not just like a sample, because that's amazing. If you like my sort of whiskey, that is. Yeah, so, I hope to see you next time. I hope you've enjoyed my slightly confused ramblings at this, because it's effectively like deja vu from the Storm, the first time I tried Storm. Yeah. I'm really glad you're here to watch me do this, because, to be honest, it's just me drinking. And me drinking alone, I am told, is quite sad, even though I enjoy it profusely. Is that a word? Profuse. Profusely doesn't sound right, does it, though? Anywho. Oh, why'd I put that down? Right. And we'll see you, to be honest, in about 2 minutes when you open the Talisker 18, but you'll see me in a couple of days. See you then.